Sorry about that. We have to go back to. Seems like I can't get into my hideout. Go directly. As you walk through the mahjong parlor, you see your crew waiting for you, clearly uncomfortable to be so close to the triad. Then you see why. Kindly Chang's cheeks are flushed and glowing. She's already hit the bottle pretty hard. Ah, the Wyatt Arat, you're here. Excellent. Yes, the Wyatt Arat, it's good to see you. They both have expressions that say they'd rather be anywhere else. Let's get to it, shall we? You said you had a lead, Auntie. I did, and I do. Finally, Chang takes out her PDA and gently places it on the table in front of her. The wiretap we placed on the police force has borne fruit. Her mouth breaks into a wolfish grin. Her eyes take a feral gleam. She appears fueled by alcohol and vengeance, a hungry beast on the hunt. My people have delivered a snippet of a recorded video call between the plastic-faced man and Chief Inspector Crate of the Special Duties Unit. Whoa, this should be good. Should we take a seat? Unfortunately, it's only a snippet. There were some technical difficulties with the tap. She glances at Bao, who nods back at her. The person responsible has been sacked. Chang reaches out a lacquered fingernail, hunts for the button she's looking for, and stabs in victory. There's a loud crackling noise at the beginning of the recording, followed by a squelching squeal that makes Gobbet cover her ears in pain. When the video recording begins, the man's voice sounds far away, as if talking through a thick pane of glass. The woman's is louder, closer. Say that again. There's something wrong with this line. I said, my client isn't interested in hearing more excuses. That's what I thought you said. I'm not making excuses, mister. I have a department to run. Not for much longer. If those two Westerners aren't found, they're linked to this Raymond Black somehow. My client wants them out of the circulation immediately. The two runners are his accomplices too. The little orc and the dwarf with the cyber debt. Gobbet looks at Isabel wide-eyed, looks back, reassuring. Aware immediately. Already made this the SDU's highest priority. Josephine wants more resources and going to need allocations from elsewhere. That is a problem that can be dealt with. That is a problem that can be easily dealt with. No more cops floating in the river. Kindly Chang smiles for us. Tell her we're redoubling our efforts. Very good. Dead or alive, you bring them to me. My client requires my personal verification. The threat has been eliminated. Hang on, this line is getting worse. There's a sharp crackle in the recording. It's kindly takes up her PDA and puts it away with a smile. She unscrews the cap on her bottle. That's the guy we saw in the surveillance who killed Raymond Black in the PDA. That's the face cooler, closer. Pretty. Video doesn't tell us much. I mean, we already know that there's an APB on it. All we're sure of now is that the man with the plastic face is definitely working with this Joseph. Is that all we have, Auntie? First name? It's not just the first name, but it's the first name. He's the one pulling the strings. And we down to that disease-riddled dog should have known it was her. She had nerve to call down the heat. My runners on Nightjar and that scabrous fossil. Oh, that scabrous fossil is going to pay. I don't recognize the name. Cheng makes a wet, hacking noise in the back of her throat and spits. She's the CEO of Song Mechanical Services and a member of the Hong Kong Executive. Josephine Dog Song. CEO, huh? What do you know about her? She was Hong Kong Philanthropist of the Year in 1955. Children's Hospital, homeless shelters, food distributions, good causes, and the kind that get good PR because people are too lazy and myopic to look at the real people doing the hard work. The face to face with poor work. Don't be so cynical. Coming face to face with the or video or is distasteful to the air. Coming face to face with the unsanitized for video boards. Beyond being a CEO and philanthropist, I also know that Josephine Song is a lying, conniving bitch. Sounds like you two have a history together. Whatever gave you that impression, my sweet? The wolfish smile returns. Yes, my darling, I don't like Josephine Song, and I'm going to fuck her up. That. Oh, this should be good. It will be delicious, and I may explain what's up today. She picks up a swill, its turpentine fumes drift your way. But when I finally get her, you'll be there, my darling. I'll make it a party. What did Song Mechanicals? Josephine's baby. It was a B-rated corporation before she married into the Song family. After she fought for and won the contract to rebuild Kowloon Walled City, their fortunes rose high. They began a rise that eventually landed Josephine on the executive. Wait, so there's a connection between Josephine Song and the Walled City? Yes, the same place Raymond Black hired my runners to take him. I've already connected the dots. I don't know what it means, but it clearly means it. What do you think the connection is between Josephine and this plastic face man? I don't know yet, but I will. He called her his client. That may be some sort of lead we can. Cheng nods at Wu. Her glance lingers at his biceps before continuing. Right now, all we know is that he is her instrument, the one who killed Raymond Black. Raymond's not dead. Yes, you may have mentioned that before. She smiles at him reprovingly. Regardless, plastic face man is still our best lead for figuring out what's going on. Remind me who this executive council is. May I, Auntie? Isabel breaks in, giving kindly Cheng a chance to calm down a bit. Hong Kong is run by a consortium of powerful corporations called the Board of Governors, who set up executives, an 8-member committee of exemplary Hong Kong citizens to represent the people and run the city on their behalf. Of course, you don't vote them. That would be too predictable. Instead, every 2 years, 2 executive council slots come up for election, and the corporations on the Board of Governors put up some candidates and vote among themselves in a closed-door session. That sounds like the Japanese government. Closed door? I'm shocked. Of course, every single one of these candidates is on some corporation's payroll somehow. Wham, bam, it's in government. Alright, let's cut to the chase. It's our next step. There's nothing we can do to touch Josephine Song, as much as I hate to admit it. But the plastic face man is a different story. He's a third-party operative who's been careless, and he'll live to regret. Her little black eyes turn stony for a while. If Song thinks she can take out 2 of my runners and get away with it, I'm going to have to explain things to her. She pulls out a thin black cigar and runs it beneath her nose. We're going to find the plastic face and we are going to hunt him. Hurt him. We'll hurt him until we know everything he does. And then we will use that to strike back at Josephine Song. She lights a cigar and takes a deep, deep pull. You will have your vengeance and I will have my own satisfaction. She turns away and takes a bottle. Now get out. I have work to do. Interesting. Reliable Matthew, he looks up briefly as you approach, but quickly looks back at the ground. Hey, the white Eric. He mumbles words softly. What's going on? You don't seem yourself. What's the matter? Tron, bite your tongue? He continues looking shyly at the ground and doesn't answer. What's going on? You don't seem yourself. Matthew mumbles something under his breath. After a moment, he looks up suddenly. Can you do me a favor? The Wyatt Art can't leave the lot right now. What's the favor? I'm supposed to pick up medicine this morning, but I overslept. Can you get it from Ambrose for me? 10 armed Ambrose? Sure. Thanks. You know what? I want to go to the club and buy some weapons. Club 88. Club 88 to buy some weapons. Ermine haggles with the dwarf over the price of a customized shotgun, sealing the deal with the offer of a size-appropriate bandolier. The dwarf leaves happy, and Ermine slots another black market crit stick into her stash. Welcome back to Wired Art. How can I help you? Business good? Business is booming as always. People like easy solutions and they will pay good money for them. Guns are one way, booze and drugs another. This is why we sell what we sell. My son Caleb doesn't understand this. He thinks he would be happier as some corporate drone. But I've been there, and I can say for certain that it's just a longer path to where we are now. It all ends with drinking or sometimes killing. At least we're direct about it. What's the problem with Caleb? There is no problem, so long as he remembers his place here. There's too many ideas in that boy's head. Too much ambition, and ambition like that never leads to a good end. He should be happy with what we have built for him. He is the eldest, and so very smart. One day he will take control of the club and all its business. But he feels trapped here. He wants to be free. The irony is that his idea of freedom is to work for a corporation. I know from experience there's nothing further from the truth. They don't call you wage slaves without good reasons. But here, we have true freedom. We make our own money. We make our own way. I wish he realized this. I tried to make him understand, but it only seems to drive him further away. I worry that if I try too hard, I will lose him to his ambitions. So how'd you end up selling guns out of here? Back when my husband worked for Wu Xing, he had a little side operation smuggling weapons right under the corporation's nose. Strictly small time and barely worth the risk, but it brought in a little extra money, which we desperately needed. But Henry was never good at brokering the deals. He hated that part of the business, didn't care to haggle, always leaving money on the table. We fought about it often, and one day he told me to handle it. He cared so much, so I did. As it turned out, I was better at it, much better. I had worked in the business world before the boys were born. I knew how these things must be done, so I began to make all the deals. I secured the product, I found the buyers. In time, we didn't even need Henry to babysit the shipments. Our influence had grown strong, and now we run everything safely from dry land. Let's see what you have today, Ermine. Where's that gun that I want? AK-47 with a smart one. M79 grenade launcher. This is what I wanted. This one shoots too. Ooh, what's this? Benelli Raffaello Martin shotgun. Low end all-purpose shotgun with an attached smart one. Street Sweeper is really the best, huh? This is 2000. Ah, yeah. I need to go pick up my money. You're the one to talk about work in the shadows. That's right. I did because I'm looking for work here in Hong Kong, but I don't have my own team. So I run for free against Firewise. Call me, I do say I'm a street samurai, good with shotguns, close combat, a lot of, yeah, and I've got a bit of medical know-how on top of that. My rates are reasonable. It's a run against Shiawase. In that case, it's completely free. I run for free against Shiawase. Because the sons of bitches killed my wife and stole my son. You think to screw them over, I don't need to get paid for it. Why take your son? Profit and biology. He's got the genes for a type O immune system. You know what that is? No, what's that mean? It means that his organs and blood can be donated to anyone. They are universally compatible. The company must produce bioware on the cheap. They use sinless type O bodies as templates to grow the ware in human factories, basically. And they take his son for that. Sick stuff, but it's not like we can complain to anybody else. Literally, we don't even exist. Let's talk about something else, okay? You live here in Hawaii? No, Chungking Mansion, down the way, near Hong Kong. It's a real hellhole, nothing like the walled city. Still, I come up here because this is where the work is. A lot of smugglers coming in and out, and a lot of freelancers needed to solve problems. Places like this exist all over the world. Guys or cops won't come in except with riot gear, where people like us gather around and try to figure out how to make our next million. Find the right one, you can find any kind of work you want. Have you been a Shadowrunner your whole life? Nope. Originally, I was in IT, you know, tech support. That's a hell of a jump being a Shadowrunner. Yeah, well, having your wife gunned down and your kids stolen tends to focus your attention. Sounds like a bad action scene, doesn't it? Still, that's how it happened. One day, Shiawase is getting a reckoning. See you later, Deuce. You too. Keep safe, alright? Interesting. Why do you insist on chatting like this? Love you too, Henry. Sorry, it's just unexpected, even unprecedented. Most people leave me be. They don't know me, except maybe my name. They certainly don't know what I do here. So they have no cause to speak with me. Shadowrunners work hard to lead that kind of life. So you say. Of course, a Shadowrunner seeks such a life on purpose. I haven't. Got any good stories for your days at sea? Stories? An old sailor always has stories. My early years working the fishing boats, I swear, it seemed like every day we caught something in our net stranger than the day before. Sometimes it was cargo, either lost or thrown overboard by panicking smugglers. Sometimes it was bits of shipwreck. Bits of ships wrecked by those super typhoons they say the geonaturals cause. We'd haul up the occasional body, figure some of them were refugees, either from the mainland after the Civil War, or the Philippines after that, the whole mess. Human trafficking, pirates, lots of bodies in these waters. But more and more, we'd pull up bizarre sea creatures. Not sure if they were mutants or some kind of awakened critters. The small ones we always threw back as soon as we caught them. If you don't know what something is, best to assume it sprays acid or lays eggs in your brain. The big ones, he shakes his head in disbelief. A lot of times we had to cut loose the net. Nets cost a fortune, but when the whole boat shudders and you see 3 meters spines or tentacles or something break the surface, you know it's not worth saving the net. Those were good times though, simpler times. It got more complicated as I got older and as the seas got even more fished out. It's even more complicated now that I'm stuck on dry land. Guess the skills of a sailor don't really translate to club ownership. No, they don't. I want to be a good provider. I just don't know how to contribute anymore. Think about my own father. He was a fisherman long before me. 40 years. He went out early in the morning and returned late at night. Put food on the table in a very literal sense. He did that without complaint every week until the day he died. That's providing. That's being a good husband and a father, as far as I'm concerned. My father wouldn't have lasted a day in this life of mine. The world's just moved on from what he knew and what I knew. I miss those simpler times. Let me go get my money. That was expected to come in here and chat up all those guys. Let me go rest. I'm gonna go rest and then have this dream. A stabbing pain in your stomach jolts you awake. Your entire You roll in your cot, willing the shooting pains that radiate from your stomach to go away. Your mouth is bone dry and your tongue is swollen. It feels thick and inarticulate, like a useless slab of meat. A quick glance at your PDA tells you that it's 4 a.m. Outside of your cabin, the rest of Haoi sleeps. All that you remember of the dream that you awoke from is a horrible, unfulfilled yearning and a need to get where you were going first. Others were behind you. You could feel the heat of their breath in your neck. If you were to beat them to their destination, you could slam the door in their faces, keep them out and away from what was yours. But if they overtook you, you would feel that terrible longing for. As you grasp at your last fleeting memories, the dream, a wave of exhaustion washes over you. It feels like you've been drugged. You collapse back into your cot and into a black, dreamless sleep. When you open your eyes again, the sun filters in under your door. It's morning. Let's go get that money. Li Chang and Josephine. Hey, Seattle, I think I can add a little context to that thing between Auntie and Josephine Song. You know, the thing that makes Auntie hit the sauce and talk revenge. It's a combo of stuff I heard and stuff I put together myself, so your mileage may vary. This is from Gobbit. For years, the Yellow Lotus act as tax collectors within the walled city. Since the walled city was built by Josephine Song and the Yellow Lotus was run by Auntie Chang, they must have had a working business relationship for a while at least. From what Nightjar told me, he was her favorite. You got that right. Auntie was known as a real up-and-comer back then. She was on the fast track to be the next Yellow Lotus. 438. That's a big deal. That's a big deal, gigs. Money, power galore. Money and power galore. Now you need to know that there were a lot of triad and corpse doing biz in the walled city. All sorts of stuff. Sometimes they work together nicely. Sometimes people get bloody. The way that I heard it, Auntie came up with some sort of grand plan to consolidate business in the walled city. The power would be split between the Yellow Lotus and Song Company and everyone else with it. If her plan worked, Auntie would rise in the Lotus like nobody's business, and Josephine Song would make a long bank. There was a catch though. In order for the plan to work, both women would need to jump through a lot of hoops. There'd be street-level maneuvering and power plays on Auntie's side, and blackmail and negotiations on the corporate level from Josephine Song. My info gets sketchy here. From what I've pieced together, Song went behind Auntie's back and took her plan to her boss, the 438. Wang Lun Fa. They cut kindly out of her own plan. Why'd Song do that? My guess is that she saw Auntie as some sort of threat. People in the know say that Wang Lun Fa is weak and greedy. She can be manipulated if her palm remains well greased. Long story short, Paro was consolidated in the wall seat, just like Auntie planned. Only she didn't wind up getting any of it. Her climb up the Lotus ladder came to an abrupt halt. Still a straw sandal, just like she was before Song backstabbed her. Now she's stuck in Haoi like a fly in amber. I'd be pissed too if it were me. Got it. Job offer from Isabel. This is what I wanted. A recording of Isabel pops onto the screen. She stares into the camera, her eyes full of intensity. If you're watching this, you've decided to listen to my job order. That's a good thing. I wasn't convinced that you would. Our target is a local decker, a former at one point in the Matrix. His handle is Rhombus. He has the software that we need. Unfortunately, he's unassailable from the Matrix, and nobody knows where he lives in meat space. I know where he's going to be. There's an event coming up that Rhombus can't afford to miss. He might already be on his way there. As you're reading this message, deckers from all over Asia, white hat and black hat alike, are converging on the Harbor Spires Hotel. This year, Harbor Spires is hosting DeckCon, Hong Kong's largest annual decking convention. Rhombus is going to be there, and that gives us an opportunity. We're going to hit the convention, find him in meat space, and get the software away from him. We're going to do it quietly. Enclosed, you will find a copy of the plan that I worked out for the run, presented in bullet point format. Everything should be fairly straightforward. Isabel's image winks off the screen, replaced by a blinking cursor. As you watch, the screen begins to fill with lines of simple instructions. I will provide you and one other runner of your choice with visitor passes for the convention. I will proceed ahead of you using my own guest badge. I will hide in a woman's lavatory on the first floor. You will enter via the kitchen. Procure me the uniform from the catering shop. Please be sure that the uniform is size 4. We will rendezvous. I will change into the uniform, and using it, I will infiltrate the administrative wing on the 6th floor. You will proceed into the convention hall and await further instructions. Using the administration computer, I will identify Rhombus via the guest registration form. Once I have done this, I will alert you via a comm link. I will upgrade your badge to VIP status, granting you access to the VIP wing of the hotel. You will tell Rhombus that he has been granted VIP status and offer to escort him to a complimentary room. You will escort him to a room that I designate and hold him there. I will jack out of the Matrix and make my way from the admin wing to your room. We will intimidate Rhombus, beat the tar out of him until he gives us the sword. We will tie and gag Rhombus and stuff him into a storage closet. We will not be gentle. It's okay if he starts crying. Actually, please prioritize this. I want to see tears. Software in tow. We will make our escape. Calling text fades and Isabel winks back to the screen. See? It's a simple plan, just like I said. We should be able to get through it without firing a shot. So, will you do it? Will you help me get the software I need? Yeah, take it. The recorded footage of Isabel winks off of the screen. A real-time feed of her Matrix avatar replaces it. Excellent. I knew that I could count on it. Saddle up, Dwight. Alright, this is going to be fun. Chang and Josephine. Search BBS for keywords. I'm not gonna read all of those. Want to trade eyes, we'll take anything. Cose's House of Pork, Wall City embezzlement history. Pay data, repost pay instruction. Claim payment for exotic animal dealer. Winning bid 300 minus 30%, 270. Museum shipping. Data sold 432. Alright then. Now that we have some loot, we can go and buy that Smart Link shoddy. I really want that shotgun. I need to go back over here too. Let's hit club 88%. Check out Ermine. What's going on? Every time I come here, she has a new thing to talk about. It feels as though a pall hangs over Club 88. There are fewer patrons on the dance floor and far more hushed conversations than raucous frivolity. Her mind scans the too thin crowd as if she could suss out the reason for the change. Something's not right at all. You expecting trouble? No, not the kind you mean. It's just a shift in the mood. Usually, when it gets this way, it's for obvious reasons: the death of someone beloved in Hawaii, or a terrorist attack hitting too close to home. This time, I don't know. But it doesn't matter. When spirits are down, people drink. When spirits are high, people drink. We make money either way. I just prefer knowing which way the winds are blowing. It comes from being an old sailor's wife. Prefer to be a wage slave over having his freedom. You said he worked in the corporate sector? Yes. I said you worked in the corporate sector. Yes, I was with Baihu for many years before the boys were born. I started as low as one can get, but I was always good with people and I understood the politics better than most. Being a troll in the corporate world is very hard. There's a lot of bigotry. However, I turned it to my advantage in every way I could. People underestimated me. I used that in every way I could, and sometimes being able to project raw, contained power is very useful. Slowly, I climbed the ladder. Sometimes I wonder what might have been if Caleb hadn't come along when he did. But there's no changing the past. Are things any better with Caleb? No. He's become even more distant of late, more secretive. I saw him talking with someone the other day, the kind of person who doesn't belong in Hawaii and shouldn't even be here. I don't know who they were or what they wanted, but Caleb is clearly trying to hide it from me. I have a bad feeling, the same heavy feeling that hangs over this place. Something is wrong, something is bad. Something bad is coming for my son, and I don't know if I can stop it. I'm sorry. Shouldn't bother you with my worries. Surely you have more important business. Yes, I do. Let me see those shotties. SmartLink version is 2000. So just get the 990. Remington, 8 shots. Should I save up? Yeah, I should save up for the 990. Oh, still haven't delivered the evidence for the last run. Let me go do that. No wonder I didn't have any money. Let's go to Dr. Shin Yang. That's why this was glowing. That's why this spot over here was glowing. I got it. Mr. Xinjiang. Xinjiang is busily puffing away on a foul-smelling cigar, his comlink in one hand, his eyes blast with anticipatory glee as he sees you. Dr. Xinjiang greets you in the name of all producers. Dr. Xinjiang greets you in the name of all producers. How the shindig go? Let me tell you about the night we had. We explain the night's events from start to finish. As he speaks, Xinjiang's face grows ever more incredulous until finally his mouth is left hanging halfway open. He slowly places the cigar in a nearby ashtray and shakes his head in disbelief. Vampires in the trade industry. A vampire queen, no less. What a nightmare. At least you got me Wong, and poor Neville's show is dead. That's... Alright, kid. I'll send payment to your matrix drop. You earned it. Glad to be able to help. Dr. Xinjiang is about to speak, but his comlink begins to buzz. Irritated, he enters it and switches to speaker. Yeah, who is it? What do you want? Oh, it's Neville. Hello, Xinjiang. Just wanted to let you know that I've released Penelope Wong from her contract. If you're still interested in her, she's all yours. Also, I hope your business is doing all right. I'd heard you had some problems with cash flow. If you need a loan, I'd be happy to help. Dr. Xinjiang eyes the image of Neville Ma with deep suspicion. You don't sound too mad, Nev. What's the catch here anyway? You must have the next big thing lined up already. Oh, doctor, there's no need for it. Do you want to know why I keep winning our little contests and you're always playing catch up? It's because you think people like Miss Wong actually matter. They don't. Stars are crafted, molded out of talent, yes, but ultimately constructed. With enough time and effort, anyone can be made into a star. It's just a question of manipulating public perception. Maybe so, but I got her now. And your show's dead in the water without. What do you think of that? I think that I'm going to do what any good soap opera producer would do. Write her character out with a tragic death and bring in someone new. You labor under the misapprehension that viewers have loyalty. They don't. They only have appetite. As long as you chase stars like Wong, you'll lose. Don't be afraid to think bigger, Doctor. Reach the dramatist. With that, Neville Ma hangs up on Dr. Xinjiang. For the next 30 seconds, Dr. Xinjiang releases a stream of violently imaginative invective at his phone. Even Strangler Bao looks taken aback at ferocity of Xinjiang and the inventiveness of the sexual position that he describes. Finally, he takes a deep breath and goes, "Dirty little weasel, insulting my creativity like that. The nerve." Go on, kid, we're done here. Thanks for all your help. I gotta get going. Gotta talk to a guy about buying a bunch of snakes. Maybe now we can go to... Go back to the boat. Pick my PC. Get this money. Claim payment for finding the data. You submit the job as finished and await the response. A few moments later, a message pops on the screen. 1100. The Shadowrun BBS. It takes a couple of days, 2 to 3 days to sell pay data. But now we can definitely go buy that gun. We're gonna get the smart link. Version is 2K. Then I'll do Isabel's job. But then I'll play too long. Not great. Or maybe I'll stream Isabel's quest. There it is, the 990. had to make sure I had that data jack. Sell. Start off vanilla. Sawed off vanilla is a good gun though. Spec customized for the shadows. All right, let me check the team. That's what we're gonna do. Now. And I need to get out of here, maybe lay down a little bit, try to get better. Hit that like and subscribe if you're keen. I'll say peace 5 times, loves times 9.
Everything is blue. His hands, his jeans, and now I'm covered in the colors, pull apart at the seams, and it's blue. And it's blue. Everything is blue. His pills, his hands, his